Do you often sit right after eating? Maybe to watch TV, maybe to check your phone, maybe just to relax for a bit? You're not alone. Millions do it. But after 60, that one habit can lead to something far more serious than weight gain or slow digestion. It can make your heart work twice as hard, while your stomach is trying to break food down, and your blood vessels are busy redirecting flow. The result? A dangerous bottleneck in the system that controls pressure, circulation, and blood oxygen delivery to your most vital organs. That simple post-meal rest? It's not rest, it's system collapse, waiting quietly underneath. And if you've been feeling heavy in your chest after eating, or slower, or more tired, that's not just aging. That's physiology catching up with your routine. Let's break it down clearly. When you eat, especially after age 60, your digestive system becomes a major consumer of blood supply. The moment you begin chewing, your brain sends signals to redirect blood from other systems toward your stomach and liver. This process is called postprandial hyperemia. It's natural, but also very stressful for older bodies. Now here's the critical part. When you sit or lie down immediately after eating, your body faces three problems at the same time: slowed blood flow in the legs and lower body, stagnant digestion due to poor peristalsis, movement, increased vagal pressure on your heart's rhythm regulator. These combine into a triple burden, especially if your arteries are already narrowed or stiff. And that's where the trouble begins. Instead of your heart focusing on post-meal blood balancing, it's now forced to work against gravity while you're in a passive seated posture. It has to pump harder to keep blood flowing towards your brain and digestive tract. It has to compensate for blood pooling in your leg, and it has to maintain equilibrium while your muscles are completely inactive. That's not rest, that's overworking the heart in silence. And most elders don't feel it. Until one day they stand up too fast, feel lightheaded, or suddenly experience shortness of breath. Now let's talk data. Scientific studies on post-meal hypotension show that more than 30% of older adults experience a measurable drop in blood pressure within 90 minutes of eating, especially when sitting still. What does this mean? It means your brain, kidneys, and heart might not be getting enough oxygen-rich blood after meals. And that's why you feel drowsy, faint, hot or cold flashes, brain fog, irregular heartbeat, or chest discomfort that doesn't feel like classic pain. Yep, that's what happens when digestion gets all the resources and nothing is left to maintain normal circulation. And here's the part nobody tells you. Your intestines contain over 30 feet of muscular tubing. That tubing needs to move to push food through your body efficiently. When you sit, you paralyze it. You compress your abdominal area. You flatten your diaphragm. You reduce space for organs to contract and expand. And in doing that, you delay gastric emptying, which leads to longer fermentation, higher gas production, bloating, and reflux. And here's where it gets worse. Poor digestion means nutrients aren't absorbed properly. Undigested food stays longer in your system, and now your immune system has to clean up what your gut couldn't finish. That increases inflammation, and inflammation is the true enemy of the aging heart. Even slight increases in C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, are directly linked to a higher risk of artery damage, plaque formation, and stroke in older adults. All from just sitting. Now let's flip the scenario. What happens if you stand or move gently for 10 to 15 minutes after eating? Everything changes. Your blood circulation redistributes smoothly. Your leg muscles act like pumps, sending blood back toward the heart. Your intestines get better oxygen and movement. Your digestion accelerates. Your inflammation markers stay low. Even a 15-minute walk after dinner can lower post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 28% in older adults. That one act can improve insulin sensitivity, vascular tone, nutrient absorption, and overnight heart rhythm quality. No supplements, no cost, just motion. Yet most people skip it because they've been told to rest after food. Let's be clear, resting is not the same as sitting. Your body can rest while moving if the movement is gentle and rhythmic. That's why the best post-meal routines include slow walking, arm swings, standing stretches, deep belly breathing while standing upright. Not complicated, not athletic, just enabling the system to process food without stress. Now let's hit another key factor. What if you take medications after meals, especially blood pressure pills, diabetes meds, or cholesterol drugs? Then your digestive system is working with chemicals that alter your vascular tone, meaning you're even more prone to blood pooling, fatigue, slowed digestion, and post-meal confusion or dizziness. And sitting still during this time, it compounds the effect. The medication slows vascular response. Your posture diminishes muscle support, and your heart ends up doing 90% of the work without help from the rest of your body. Over time, this leads to faster arterial stiffness, more labored breathing during small activities, and eventually dependence on stronger meds, all triggered by a common innocent habit: just sitting. This is not fear, this is physiology. You want better sleep, you want clearer thoughts, you want real strength, then get your body into the right posture after meals. Not reclining, not lounging, just standing or moving light. Every minute spent sitting with a full stomach is another minute you're forcing your heart to pick up the slack. Let your muscles help, let your system flow, and your heart will finally get the relief it deserves. Now let's address something even more critical than posture itself: your metabolic timing. You see, after eating, your body enters what's called the postprandial state. That's when blood flow is redirected to your digestive tract. Insulin spikes to process glucose, and inflammatory markers slightly rise as digestion begins. This period lasts for up to 2 hours, and during that time, your blood vessels become more relaxed, especially in older bodies. The arteries slightly loosen to allow blood to move into the digestive region, which sounds good until it isn't. Because when your blood vessels relax, but your muscles are inactive, your blood begins to pool, and that's where trouble starts. This pooling lowers pressure in your brain, decreases oxygen delivery to your heart, slows nerve conduction to your muscles, and increases your risk of passing out or falling asleep unexpectedly. This isn't theory, it's called postprandial hypotension, and it affects up to 40% of adults over 60. And what increases the risk? Sitting still, especially in recliners, especially with feet up, especially when meals are heavy or high carb. Because carbohydrates like rice, potatoes, bread cause a faster insulin surge, and that surge deepens the pressure drop. So you sit after eating, blood shifts down, brain fog creeps in, and suddenly your balance is off, your mood dips, and your strength feels gone. It wasn't just bad sleep, it was poor circulation caused by timing and posture. Let's now shift to another misunderstood trigger: your diaphragm. The diaphragm is the muscle that helps you breathe, and when you sit, especially if you're slouched or leaning back, your stomach pushes upward against the diaphragm. That compression does two things: it restricts deep breathing, it reduces heart space during digestion. This makes your body enter a shallow breath pattern called thoracic breathing. It triggers stress hormones like cortisol, reduces oxygen exchange in your lungs, and pushes your heart rate slightly higher for no reason. In elders with high blood pressure or arrhythmia, this can make your heart rhythm irregular without you knowing why. And what's worse, when oxygen drops in your blood, your heart must beat faster to deliver more. That raises your pulse, increases fatigue, and keeps you in a fight or flight state after meals. This is why some people feel anxious after eating, or wired even when tired. It's not your emotions, it's your physiology reacting to compression. And again, it comes from sitting. Now what about fat? Not body fat, but meal fat. High-fat meals like fried foods, meat-heavy plates, thick creams, take longer to digest. They can stay in the stomach for over 3 hours. During that time, your blood stays clustered in your gut, and if you're sitting, especially with poor posture, your system fails to move that blood efficiently. You feel heavy, you feel sleepy, your blood sugar stays higher, your digestion slows, and your heart ends up compensating again. This is when small things like climbing stairs, bending over, or even standing too fast can cause dizziness or chest tightness. So what's the fix? It starts with what we call digestive circulation support. It means designing your meals and your movements to protect your heart while your body digests food. That includes eating in an upright position, feet flat on the floor, keeping portions moderate, never oversized, drinking water before meals, not during or after, staying upright for at least 30 minutes after meals, moving slowly within 15 minutes after eating, avoiding recliners, sofas, or bed rest right after food. Just that simple structure can drop your digestive stress by up to 40% and reduce post-meal blood pressure drops significantly. And now let's talk about something people almost never consider: meal temperatures. Warm meals increase blood vessel dilation faster. Hot soup, hot tea, hot curry, they relax your blood vessels even more than usual. And if you sit right after that, your blood pressure may drop faster than you expect. So if your face feels flushed, or you sweat after hot meals, or your heartbeat feels off, that could be from rapid vascular changes triggered by both temperature and posture. In those moments, movement is your only ally. A few slow laps around the house, standing stretches, soft hand rotations, arm swings, even just standing while talking to a friend, all of it helps blood find its rhythm again. Now here's the final element: your digestive signals. Older adults often ignore them. They eat, feel full, sit back, and accept the bloating or sluggishness as normal. But if your stomach feels bloated after every meal, if your chest feels tight or breath shortens, if your head feels light or your eyelids drop, these are not normal. These are signs. They tell you your digestion is struggling, your blood pressure is unstable, your posture is making it worse. No medication can replace this correction. It doesn't matter how healthy your food is. If your blood isn't moving, the food won't help. Circulation first, then nutrition, then strength. That's the path. Your goal is not to eat more, it's to digest better. And that only happens when your body is allowed to do what it was designed to do: move, pump, process, resate. The next time you eat, don't sit. Stand for 10 minutes. Stretch gently. Let your body handle the load naturally, because when you sit, your heart carries the burden alone. Now let's address the combined effect. How everything you do after eating determines how long your heart stays strong, your circulation stays clean, and your aging process stays under control. See, your body doesn't just digest food. It processes mechanical tasks. Digestion is mechanical. Circulation is mechanical. Posture is mechanical. And when those systems are out of sync, you don't just feel tired, you begin to break down internally. Now picture this: you eat a healthy dinner, grilled fish, steamed vegetables, a cup of brown rice. You finish, then sit down, reclined, feet up. What happens? Your blood pressure drops slightly. Your intestines slow their wave-like motion. Your diaphragm is compressed. Your oxygen exchange drops, and your heart begins pumping harder just to maintain the same supply. You don't feel pain, you don't feel panic, you just feel full or a little sleepy. But what actually happened is that your body struggled to operate in a passive posture while managing internal tasks that require motion. This is why post-meal fatigue is not normal, it's preventable, it's fixable. And it starts by not sitting. Let's move now into real correction. Not tips, real mechanical correction. The first thing is timing. The 30 minutes after a meal are the most critical for older adults. During this time, your food is moving from the stomach to the small intestine. Your insulin is peaking. Your blood is mostly pooled in your abdominal cavity. That means the rest of your body, your arms, legs, brain, and heart, are operating with lower blood volume. This is when most falls happen. This is when seniors pass out. This is when blood sugar crashes. This is when the chest starts feeling heavy. And that's why motion, even light motion, is non-negotiable. You don't need to power walk. You don't need to climb stairs. You just need 10 to 15 minutes of standing upright, gentle stretching, slow walking around your home, arm and shoulder rotations, or standing and slowly raising your knees one by one. Every small move pumps blood back up. It re-engages circulation. It keeps your blood pressure from crashing. It supports digestion. And it reduces post-meal inflammation. Now let's talk sleep. Elders often eat dinner, then sit, then fall asleep in that same seated position. That's a formula for acid reflux, poor blood oxygen, brain fog in the morning, sleep fragmentation, and abnormal blood sugar the next day. You must allow your body to finish digestion before entering rest mode. Sleep should come at least 2 hours after eating. And in between, movement must be gentle but consistent. Now another major mistake: using phones or TV right after meals. Why is this a problem? Because sitting high screens reduced parasympathetic activity. The parasympathetic nervous system is the branch responsible for slowing your heart rate, regulating digestion, repairing damaged tissue, restoring hormonal balance. When you scroll your phone or turn on the news, your brain switches into a stimulated state. That stops digestion, that raises cortisol, that stiffens blood vessels, and that reduces nutrient absorption. So now not only are you sitting, you're triggering low-grade stress inside your system. The result, even if you ate the healthiest food in the world, your body is processing it under duress. You lose the benefit, you increase inflammation, you reduce recovery, and your heart continues to compensate for something your habits created. This is not about willpower. This is about sequence. Eat, move, digest, then rest. Always in that order. Now one last thing, your breathing. After meals, your heart needs oxygen more than ever. It's working harder to redirect flow. But if you're sitting with shoulders curved and belly full, your lung space is compressed. You take shallow breaths. You oxygenate less blood. And your brain begins to tire without even warning you. So here's what to do after every meal, especially dinner. Step 1, stand up. Step 2, take 5 deep belly breaths. Step 3, raise your arms overhead slowly while breathing. Step 4, walk for 10 minutes or do household movement. Step 5, stay off screens and couches for at least 30 minutes. Those 5 steps simple, but they prevent massive stress. They help reduce your blood sugar spike. They help maintain a stable heart rhythm. They improve nutrient delivery. And they support better sleep. This is not just advice, it's what your body already knows how to do. You've just been trained to do the opposite. You were told to rest. You were told to sit. You were told digestion happens on its own. But the body doesn't function in isolation. Everything depends on movement. Not exercise, movement. Let the blood move, let the lungs expand, let the body stand upright, and let the pressure ease. This is how you protect your heart. Not with magic, not with medication, with rhythm. And once you build that rhythm,